Robbie the Raptor was a good little jet, the most capable fighter who you've ever met. He flew fast as lightning, so high in the air, or could slow to a standstill with nary a care. Robbie flew swiftly across the blue sky and climbed ever sunward past clouds floating high. Then, diving straight down with a beautiful sound, he gracefully leveled, wings close to the ground. Yes, Robbie the Raptor was a good little jet, hard-working, loyal, and friendly, and yet, Robbie was often quite lonely, it's true. He lived far from home, and he was quite blue. For Robbie missed all of his family, you see, and his service meant parting for 4 months, times 3. The memories of home were so joyful and fun, but Robbie now missed his wife, daughter, and son. He would start up his engines and get ready for flying, but the engines would sound as though Robbie was crying. Yes, Robbie was often quite gloomy, it seems. "I'm really quite lonely," he'd say to his team. So Robbie would shrug and take off with a sigh, and with all of his teammates, he flew high in the sky. How proud they all flew in formation each pass, but Robbie flew sadly, as if out of gas. One night late December, when all was quite still, Robbie was dozing but awoke with a thrill. For out on the flight line was something quite weird. Robbie rolled out of his hangar and peered. On the end of the runway was a man in a sleigh who wore red and white and was quite portly, one would say. He had rosy cheeks and a bushy white beard and was really quite busy as Robbie carefully neared. The sleigh was enormous and was filled to the brim with presents marked Billy, for Sally, or Jim. The man spoke to Robbie with concern in his voice. "I'll not make it now," he said. "I'm afraid I have no choice. With Dancer and Prancer and Comet all ill, and Vixen and Donner with vacation time still, I'm left with 3 reindeer to power my flight. My sleigh is now grounded on this most special night." Robbie sat quietly when a thought made him yelp. Perhaps he would. Yes, he could certainly help. By towing the sleigh, he could help him, no doubt. So they hitched it all up and taxied on out. Ignoring his gauges, which glowed warnings red, Robbie pulled the sleigh skyward and said, "We'll get your job done before night is past. Let's deliver these presents. Let's give them out fast." The man guided Robbie all over the place. To the north, to the south, it was nearly a race. Robbie flew loop-de-loops and sometimes real slow, and then turned on the afterburners just to see them glow. They delivered the gifts. The sleigh was much lighter, so they flew back to Robbie's hangar, the home of jet fighters. The night was just ending and the sky looked like dawn. Robbie the Raptor tried hard not to yawn. The man was so grateful for Robbie's kind deed, for giving him help in this time of great need. "You're the best, Robbie Raptor," as he said his goodbye. "You're a good little jet. Now fly fast and fly high." So Robbie taxied quietly as he watched the new sun. The evening's events had been so much fun. He hadn't felt lonely at all in their flight. Somehow helping others made Robbie feel right. before he could chalk himself back in his spot, he noticed one package that the man had forgot. It was wrapped up with ribbons and a bow that was blue, and said, "To Robbie the Raptor, we all love you." Notes from his family and treats were inside, and Robbie the Raptor, he now smiled so wide. For he knew that regardless of being away, his family still loved him, and things were okay. Now Robbie flies gleefully, zooming through air, and sad, lonely moments are exceedingly rare. He leads his whole team with each mission they get, because Robbie the Raptor is a good little jet.